Crafting systems exist extensively in both Stardew Valley and Minecraft. Both systems revolve around collecting items and mixing them into different recipes to create new items. The system requires the player to collect items, store them in their inventory, enter the crafting menu, and select a recipe to make. When the new recipe is made, the item is then added to the player's inventory. Crafting is inherently tied to item collecting, and games like Stardew Valley and Minecraft handle this similarly. Collected items can either stay on the player or can be stored at designated deposits, like craftable chests. Multiple items of one type can be collected and added into one stack. Once the item stack hits a specific value, no more items of that type can be collected. The stack will have reached capacity. In both games, a new stack can be created until the inventory itself runs out of space. Stardew has a much higher stack capacity of 999, while Minecraft stacks up to 64. Some items, like tools, cannot be stacked. Both games allow the player to drop items back into the world by moving them outside of the inventory. Stardew, however, allows the player to completely discard an item by dragging it into a trash can. When an item is dropped back into the world, it can be picked up again. In both games, some items are found loose in the world and can be picked up. Some are deposited directly into the inventory without an interaction, like when bought or gifted. Resources can also be obtained by destroying or harvesting another item, like lumber from trees or meat from animals. The player can access the crafting system at different times depending on the game. In Stardew, the player can craft at any point by opening their menu and moving to the crafting tab. Minecraft is very similar. The player can access rudimentary crafting at any point, but to use more extensive crafting, they must use a crafting table. Crafting tables can be placed anywhere in the world and can be taken with the player. The table can be accessed by standing near it and using the coordinating key press. When in the Stardew crafting menu, recipes that are possible are colored in and display the necessary items to make that recipe. The player can then hover over one of these recipes and select it to craft. Once they do, the required items are deducted from their inventory and the newly crafted item is added into the inventory. Minecraft is similar but has many more recipes than Stardew. Because of this, Minecraft has the player scroll through different submenus for the different categories of craftable items. The item is previewed in the lower part of the screen, and if it can be created, it is shown clearly with the resulting quantity. If it can't be made, the missing ingredients are highlighted in red, as is the result preview. Since both games rely so heavily on different recipes, these recipes are made available to the player in unique ways. Minecraft presents all recipes to the player from the start. They can see any recipe by selecting that recipe from the crafting table, which allows them to see the exact items and quantities needed to craft that result. Stardew will show the available recipes on the crafting page, but these are not the limit of the recipes the player can find. The player can learn new recipes throughout the game by buying them or receiving them as gifts. When a recipe is found, it is automatically added to the recipe page. Crafted items can be used in multiple ways depending on their purpose. Some items, like potions or food, can be used immediately to heal the player or provide other temporary bonuses. Things like chests are given permanence in the world unless destroyed by the player or another outside source, and can be altered at the player's discretion. Additionally, crafted items can be used in more recipes to create even more items. Refinement, for example, involves changing an item into various forms. In Minecraft, freshly cut wood turns into wood blocks, which can turn into sticks. Moving from one form into a more refined one reduces the resulting quantity of the new item, but leads into more potential recipes. Some items also have durability, like in Minecraft. When an item is used up completely, it will break. This necessitates crafting, since the item has to be crafted repeatedly in order to continue using it. Crafting is a substantial feature to undertake, and because it can involve so much complication, the fun of crafting is tied heavily to an understandable user interface, access to the recipes, and availability of the items.